Welcome to Breaking Barriers. You know your path. We know the obstacles, and we can teach you how to tear them down. And now your host, CEO and founder of Adapting Social, Jenn Plescia.
All right, guys, welcome back to Breaking Barriers. Today, I am very excited. If you like hydration, if you like looking sexy, then this is the podcast for you. We have Jenn here with us today from IVs By The Seas, and something else big is dropping, but we can't talk about it just yet. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And for people out there who are like, who the hell is Jenn? Give us a quick high level.
Jenn is just somebody trying to keep it together. I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
I am a mom. I have two beautiful little girls. I'm a wife. I'm a boss. I'm just, playing with the fire.
You're juggling a lot of things.
No, but in all seriousness, my whole background is emergency medicine. So I worked in the ER forever. I met my husband, Derek, and we were dating. It was right before we got engaged. And
Right.
I was coming home from the ER, and he's just like, "You're miserable." And I was like, just leave me alone. He's like, you need to go
Long
back.
day.
Yeah, he's like, you need to go back to school and become a nurse practitioner. And I was like, I don't want to go back to school. And he's like, just do it. So he helped me with school. He basically moved in, helped with the
Wow.
bills. We ended up getting engaged. So I went to Rutgers, and
You got a good guy there.
I do.
Yes, but you got a good guy.
I have a great guy.
You have a great guy.
I actually call him Jesus. We also call him Rose.
Yes.
When he annoys me, I'm like, "You're so pretty, Rose."
Oh
have you ever
my
seen
God.
"Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's
Yes,
Dead"?
yes.
I'm right on top of that, Rose. And it's like a standing joke even with my
Right.
staff at this point.
I love it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And by the way, so if anybody out here who doesn't knows you maybe from the far, her husband is 7 foot tall.
He's
and,
6'5".
and it's crazy because I met him on Zoom
Yep.
or Google, and the angle at your kitchen counter just did not make it seem I thought he was 6 foot, 6'2" maybe.
Oh no, he's a giant.
And then I meet him at the 𝗵•𝗵𝘆 Gala.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you're like this tall, and he's this tall, and I'm just holy shit. I'm looking up to him. It's
Yep.
crazy. Anyway, so he's a great guy. So he moved in. You started getting into school for MP.
Yep. So I went to Rutgers. I did my doctorate in family and emergency medicine. Originally, I was like, I'll just do a master's. And he's
Right.
like, just do it so you never have to do it again.
Just get it done.
Yeah, worst 3 years of my life. I worked full time. I went to school full time. The last year I couldn't work full time. So that's pretty much when he was like, just step back part time, keep your benefits. Ended up graduating, and I'm an ER girl.
Right.
So I started working in an ER as a nurse practitioner, and I hated it. And I was just getting dumped on. The patients were I was like, I miss ER nursing.
Right.
I got more respect as a bedside nurse than I did as a nurse practitioner.
Really?
And it's interesting because as that ER nurse, I had the reputation. So my maiden name was Fishback, so they used to call me Jenn Fish in the ER. And when the residents were there and they would give the newbies the rules,
Right.
and they were and there's a big rule in the ER. Don't piss off Jenn Fish. They go, if she calls you, everything is already done. You're going to put the orders in and
Right.
just don't argue. And
Right.
and they're like, if you get on her bad side, she will make your life hell. And it's totally true. I would page them all over the hospital
Right.
at
Get
random
here.
hours of the night. Oh, can you meet me in the penthouse? Because one of the elevators has it.
Right.
But I left that. I started doing urgent care, ended up getting pregnant with my first child, and had Emma. We started our family, and just urgent care was a little bit of a better work-life, home-life balance.
Right. Not as crazy, chaotic.
Until COVID comes about.
COVID.
So March 2020, I actually went back to the ER, and I went back to bedside nursing. I volunteered to be the COVID nurse, and everyone's like, what is wrong with you? Why would you volunteer to be the COVID triage nurse? And I go, I got full head to toe PPE. And I'm like, great, because you weren't allowed to wear a mask or anything then.
Right.
I ended up getting COVID anyway and lost my smell and taste for 8 months, which was great.
8 months?
8 months.
Wow.
Yep. And I went through the first wave. I totally have PTSD. I saw more people die in 6 months
Oh
than
my
I have
goodness.
in 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
I look at a refrigerated truck and get nauseous.
Oh.
And it just wasn't sustainable anymore.
Right.
So,
by the way, thank you for what you did there through those times. Because like it's like when people ask like or say thank you to like servicemen and women for like their service, like that was a real thing. And like it's crazy. Like my sister is an NP in Miami, and it's just like nuts. What like and I have a lot of family in the hospitals. And it's just like the thought of like what you guys like had to do during that time and what you saw.
you become resourceful. It was my job. It was what I had to do.
Right.
And like, I would work nights so I could actually be around my kid. I took a maternity leave. I don't remember where. I think I went back to an urgent care or something like that.
Right.
2021 comes around. Charlotte is born in April. And then...
So how old is your first child at the time?
So Emma was... her first birthday was done over Zoom.
Oh,
we
because of
couldn't
COVID?
Yes. So that was 2020. And then Emma's April 2nd. So she was 2 and then Charlotte was born.
Wow. So my kids are April 3rd.
Oh, and then
My twins.
Charlotte's April 13th.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So you're a planner.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing your personality now,
yeah.
like you're like, I
Do
can
you
just
know
see
what the
you.
birthstone for April is?
I don't.
It's diamonds. Duh.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, diamonds are forever.
Yeah, they are.
That's really
Get
cool,
on
though.
that, Rose. But no, so I had Charlotte. I was supposed to open a med spa locally with somebody.
Right.
It was their business. I was just supposed to be the provider. It just,
got it.
It didn't work out. But
Yeah.
in the process, they took me down to Key West
Right.
to see like one of their offices. And I saw IVs in the Keys. And I'm like, I was like, I feel like this IV therapy thing is starting to like pick up traction.
Right.
I come back from Key West and I take our credit card and I just start opening all these accounts and ordering all these supplies.
Right.
And the thing is prior to IVs by the Seas, I was rapid mobile COVID testing. So I would go to people's houses and do COVID tests for them.
Oh.
So everyone's like, you should do IVs for hangovers. And I was
Right.
like, yeah, whatever. So I get all the supplies. I start calling over like friends and like I'll never forget my one friend Tom. It was the first time I ever did an IV and I'm like, just make sure I don't like die. Like I don't know what I'm really like putting in my body. This and that. And like we played around with the recipes and it was just like a side thing.
Right.
Still worked in the hospital. Started the lovely social media. My first patient was actually my original assistant. I worked with
Oh,
her.
how cool is that?
She posted me on Instagram. Then somebody else saw me and they posted me on Instagram. And then J.me Giovinazzo found me.
Boom.
Boom. So J.me,
The bro.
Yeah, J.me was actually my third client ever.
Wow. And that's a good third client to have.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh God, like I'll never forget the first time I go to his house and I'm like freaking out and like
holy shit.
I don't own a business and I'm just
Right.
like still figuring it out.
Right.
Just the pricing, the logistics, everything. Like, do I have
Right.
enough supply? Do I not? And it was just like something kind of like steady that was going on. I was still working in the ER because
Right.
it just wasn't sustainable to obviously just up and go.
No, right.
And then that like Alpha Delta, I don't even know what wave came in, but it was
Right.
around October of 2021. I was like, I'm going to go back to the ER because I
Right.
didn't take that other position. September, I'm like, yeah, I'm back home. Like I love it because I loved the rush.
Yeah.
October, I'm like, okay, I still love it, but like in November, I'm just like,
Right. I'm
I
over
hate
it.
my life. I don't want to be here.
I'm over it.
Then was when the ERs got flooded.
Ah.
So my last day at work was December 21st and
21.
21. And
Right after Christmas.
before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Before.
23rd. Oh, right. I'm sorry. 21st.
And
21st.
I mean, the money was insane. I was working 2 days a week. It wasn't
Right.
that big of a deal. But
Right.
I called Derek because I walked in and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I was one nurse for 43 patients.
Oh my goodness.
I found someone dead on a stretcher. Nobody knew the last time they were seen alive.
Oh.
The patient from like 3 days before was still on the same stretcher in these lights. She was covered like in urine, had bed sores. There were patients on like cardiac drips in the hallway, not even on a heart monitor.
Oh my goodness.
Then I had a blue baby. Then I had somebody seizing. And then I have my psych patient running around naked. And I'm just like, I can't do this.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So then I go into triage, and that's where like you do the intake, and it's me and one other nurse. And I think we triaged over 200 people in 12 hours.
Oh my goodness.
She went on a break, and my manager came out, And he was like, why is there a 45-minute wait to triage people? And I go, excuse me?
Are you fucking kidding me?
You literally could hear a pin drop in the ER, and everyone is like, she finally cracked. And I just saw red, and I go,
as you should.
You call yourself a manager. I go, you wear scrubs. You pretend you're a nurse. I go,
where the
you're
fuck
not a
are
nurse.
you?
I go, you're a suit. I go, so you should at least dress your role. I go, you have a nursing degree. Start getting your hands dirty and helping.
Right.
I go, and you know what? Like, there was way more than that, and it was way inappropriate. But
Yep.
I was like, I'm not coming back.
See you later.
And he's like, oh, so you're trying to abandon your shift? And I was like, no, you're not going to pull that card and try to report me. I go, but I'm not coming back after tomorrow. I'm canceling my shifts. And he's just like, oh, okay. And I was like, I quit. I'm done.
Done.
I called Derek and I was like, so I kind of just like
Quit my job.
And he was like, what do you mean? He's like, did you quit or did you like quit? And I was like, I told him I'm not coming back. He's like, you didn't do anything formal. You didn't do anything. And I was like, no. He's like, okay, we'll talk about this when you get home.
Right.
I get home, the bottle of wine's already open.
He's like, go sit down, babe.
And he goes, listen, I'm going to give you 3 months. Let this COVID thing die down.
Mm-hmm.
Take your IV business and blow it up. And I go, 3 months. You think a business is going to blow up in 3
We're gonna do
months?
90 days, give me one quarter.
I was like, I love your optimism.
Right.
I was like, businesses take like years. And like,
Right.
if you get past the first year, consider yourself lucky.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you'll figure it out.
Right.
So I was like, okay. And I was like, all right, this is weird, but we're going to do it. Within the week, I see Jamie. And like at this point, Jamie and I have like a friendship.
Right.
And he's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, nothing. He's like, something's off. He's like,
Right.
I feel like a vibe. And I'm like, nothing, I'm fine. Like still trying to like be professional.
Right. He's so good at that.
And he's just like, bro, what's going on? So
What's
I end
up?
up telling him the whole story.
Right.
And he's just like, I'm going to help blow you up.
Mm.
And I'm like, huh? He's like, I'm going to hook you up with like my people and like help you get up and on your feet and get going. So he hooked me up with like Frankie Edgar, Todd Frazier, Albie Manzo. I worked with Roger.
Let's
and
go.
Then he hooked me up with Mike the Situation. And that's what changed the whole game.
Right.
Mike had COVID, and I went to the house. I did IVs with him, and he tagged me on social media.
Right.
And he put me on the wall and tagged my business, and my phone just blew up, and it was just me. Like
At that time.
At that time, like
Right.
the phones, the scheduling,
Right.
the infusing, the billing, the charting, everything.
Right.
And after he did that, I don't think I saw my kids for like 3 months. From like
So while Derek was like, you have 3 months, you're like, all right, quite literally, I'm not going to see you guys.
I
Derek,
literally
you take care of this.
worked 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day.
Right.
I never said no. I didn't see my kids. I literally lived off of Eat Clean Bro in my car because it was winter, so it was great. It was easy to do.
Right.
And I just made it work.
Right.
And then ended up hiring my first assistant and then my first nurse. And now it'll be 4 years this December. I have a staff of, I think, 18 now.
That's
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
Lot, yeah.
A lot of people.
So
Let's fucking go.
here we are, and now we have an office.
You're a badass. And what I love though, so like for people who don't know you, I feel like the more I'm getting to know you, right? And like obviously just like what I see, it's like you like I could see you get like putting your head down and just grinding those 3 months, obviously, like and just saying no to nothing. But when you said that's so funny because you reminded me of when I first met Jamie. I think it was like 2018 or 2017. And he was on my podcast. It was like the first year I had my podcast going. Maybe it was 2016 then. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, but he was in that zone at that point. Like he literally walked into my office and he looked like a zombie, right? I remember because he was an hour late and my team was calling him. They're like, hey, are you still good? And he's like, oh, fuck. I'm like delivering meals. Like I forgot. I'll be there in an hour. And I was like, I told him, I was like, tell him he doesn't have to come. Like if he's doing shit, like he's like, no, I'm coming. And he just looked so exhausted. He looked wiped. And, you know, he was just like, he's like, right now I'm in the zone. I'm not saying no to nothing. I'm just doing it. And like, you just said that, right? And I feel like that's a core part of like a type A just entrepreneur, right?
Control freak.
Like, exactly. I got to get it done,
Yep.
right? So my hat's off to you. But
Thank you.
So it's so incredible. Now, for people who are listening to this, right? So now I like have gotten like mobile IV services forever ago. I haven't gotten it in a while. I'm gonna obviously start doing that with you guys, 100%. My wife, because my wife and I do that. Like we like to do that. Once we got it, like we got it during COVID, and then we both liked it. But then obviously we started having kids, and then we stopped doing it.
Yep.
But now we're like, all right, ready. But for people out there who have never gotten that, right? Like the one thing I want you to be able to speak to, right? Because for me now, by the way, so yesterday I had a groundbreaking day because I donated blood. I've never done that before. And so I was I'm like
that
not even
huge.
I'm not even 24 hours in yet. But so that was like huge for me because like I don't care about needles. I just don't like the blood aspect. So in the past, like when I had that, like when I've ever gotten an IV drip or from the hospital or something, an IV drip, like I'm fine. Like I just have to look away.
Yeah.
And once I get the needle in and stuff, I'm cool.
So
chilling.
does Derek, but Derek can't look at it, and Big Tree.
Me neither.
Big Tree goes down.
Oh, right.
So funny.
So does he actually?
Literally.
So I've never fully fainted, but yesterday was the closest I've probably ever gotten to it.
He took the window display out of his doctor's office, so they had to put in indwelling like blinds because he took them out. Yeah.
So with that said, I want people who are watching this, because like everybody needs, I think it's so important, whether you're like using IV for like, you know, just being overall health, or like you're fucking hungover and like you're trying to get your hydration back on. I feel like a lot of people are just terrified of the needles and they won't do it. I have a lot of friends like that. They're like, there's no way. And I'm like, dude, if you are in the comfort of your home, put a good movie on or a good show, like you put a blanket over it, so like or cover yourself, you're not going to see it. Like help me help people understand how much easier it is than they think it is.
So the first thing is I do not hire anybody unless they're an ER nurse. That's number one.
Right.
This is
so they've done this a million times. They know it. Right.
This is a luxury service. This is concierge. It's in the comfort of your home. And the one thing you don't want is a nurse constantly jabbing you, and black and bluing you all over. You know, does it happen sometimes? Yeah. Sometimes people are on blood thinners, or they're an oncology patient and they don't have platelets that help them clot. Sometimes your veins just suck, you know?
Or fucking hydrate. I know you're getting it for hydration and vitamins, but like that's the one thing they kept telling me about blood, because I was literally shitting my pants, Jen. Like to go there, but like they were like, just hydrate. So I drank like tons of water and I was in and out. So even though obviously they're going for you for hydration, that does have a factor, right? If you're not drinking enough water?
Yes and no. It just depends really on your skill level.
Got it.
And like the thing is like you have to remember too, like when you work in the ER, you're used to dealing with this. Like a lot of us have worked with kids.
Right.
I did 𝘁cie Edgar's last fight at MSG, and I hydrated him beforehand, and like I looked at him because they cut weight.
Dude, like
and
crazy.
I was like, bro. He's like,
you don't look good.
And I've never had an issue with his veins, and I put the needle in, and the whole vein just blew up, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I black and blued you. He's like, do you realize what I'm about to do? Like this is nothing. And I was like, okay, God.
Good.
But he was
just like his eyeball hanging out.
He was so dry and dehydrated. I mean, we got a line in him, and it was great.
Good.
But you know, it's just, I always tell all of my staff that I have two rules. One, you treat every patient the way that you want your family member treated. And the way I look at it is that I treat everybody the way I expect my father to be treated.
Yep.
And if you mess with Papa Bear, Harry's like my man nanny, so we call him Harry the Manny. My dad does everything for us.
I'm going to start running nicknames by you. You have great nicknames.
Oh, yeah. And like my dad is also instrumental into the business growing because like Derek and I have to do things. My dad picks up the kids every single time.
Wow.
Always helps. Like,
let's go, Pops. Come on.
I know. My dad's the best.
Harry.
But, you know.
What was it? Hanny you called him?
Harry the Manny.
Manny.
My man nanny.
Love it.
And my other rule is if you are mobile, you are walking into someone's house. You are a stranger with needles and drugs. It's not just vitamins.
Right.
You need to respect the vitamins because you have magnesium, you have calcium in those. And if you mess up a dose, you can kill somebody.
Right.
And I tell every single person, you know, you have to treat this like a critical care med going in.
Right.
And I mean, all of my nurses are equipped. We have standing protocols for emergencies. They carry epinephrine. They carry anything for like allergic reactions.
Right.
And that's another reason why I hire ER nurses.
They know what to do in those moments.
Exactly, and they don't panic. Like, how would you feel if something happened and the nurse has no idea what's going on?
Like, what?
And and it's all about professionalism.
Yeah, and let me just back you up on that, because yesterday, so I'm sitting there and like I'm like shitting my pants, and I'm like, all right, like, and then it's my turn to go. So I'm like, okay, shit. Like I sit in the chair, I'm like leaning back, And I'm like, all right, when I get nervous, I talk to everybody.
I get it.
So I'm just like talking. And then all of a sudden I'm like, they're like, all right, we started, we're good. I'm like, cool, I'm fine. And then all of a sudden the room just started turning white on me. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Alcohol or ammonia.
Right? I was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought I was fine. Like, I'm not nervous anymore. And like the room's turning white.
𝗴𝘆𝗆𝗍𝗄𝗧.
Right. So I was like, hey nurse, like, the room's getting white. So she's like, all right, they like quickly got an ice pack, put me up, and I didn't faint. Like I was chilling.
Yeah.
And I think to your point though, the reason why I'm comfortable with working with companies like IV by the Seas or going to a blood donation place that has those types of nurses there is because like you're saying, they know what to do. So it removes that fear. So what I'm trying to get at is if you are ever wanted to get an IV, number one, you got to go see Jenn, obviously. But secondly, right, also like when it's in the comfort of your home for the first one,
so nice.
It's so nice.
I don't
Like,
know though. Our massage chairs in the lounge are
I
pretty
heard
banging.
they're next level.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. But I'm saying for like the step, that's like the next step, right? Like, 'cause the thing is, I think like with me, before I ever got one, like I was terrified. I was like, I'm gonna die. Like this is how I die. And then literally, boom, like I got it done, and I was just like sitting there, and it's so cool how your whole body feels cold for a sec. I was like, ooh, like shit.
You
like,
can feel the flow.
Yeah, and the next thing you know, it's like I felt so much better after. I felt cool, and it's like a regular thing. And like Jamie like talks so highly of you guys, and Jamie in our community, obviously, we live in Jersey, knows everybody.
Yep.
And like Jamie,
the mayor.
You're right. And Jamie don't fuck with people who don't do the right thing.
Yep.
And that's why, like, obviously, like once he started talking about you, and he on our podcast, that I had with him, he was talking about you a lot. Actually, he was like, yeah, he's like, for my health, I always go to Jenn IVs by the Seas. We plugged you there. But anyway, my whole point is saying that is like, it's great to start. So if you're scared to do it, which is totally normal, right? Like it's a normal thing. But I think there's a big market that's like terrified to get IVs because the needles.
There is.
But it's like once you first do it and you're at the comfort of your home, then like the next step is like you're in the massage chairs at the lounge. But it's like don't be scared because again, there's so many health benefits to it too.
So many. And like the other thing too is I screen every patient.
Right.
So I talk and I say, do you have any questions? Like, and the nurses are instructed to do the same thing. And like, if they have questions, they pick up the phone, they call me.
Right.
I have another APN when I'm not around who covers, and she's a critical care NP.
Right.
The whole thing is that I don't want anybody to be terrified because this is elective. You don't have to do it.
You don't need this. Right.
You
It's
don't
a luxury. Like you said.
exactly. And it's really though a game changer
Right.
for people. A lot of people don't realize that vitamin deficiencies can actually be causes of fatigue, anxiety,
Right.
depression,
Correct.
hair loss,
Right.
brain fog,
Right.
especially post-COVID brain fog. I mean, a liter of fluid does wonders, but NAD is like the big hype right now.
Yes,
Everyone's
right.
all about NAD, and they're like, oh, I'm injecting. And I'm
Right.
like, did anybody screen you or make sure you have no family history of cancer or history of cancer?
Right.
And they're like, wait, what? No.
Right.
A lot of these people are they give patients whatever they want.
Right.
They prioritize profit over patient safety, and that's not how I practice.
Right.
I have busted my ass to get to where I am, and I am not going to do something silly that's going to potentially jeopardize my medical license, my company, or my staff.
Right.
So I'm very by the book and rigid, and it's so funny because my practice manager is like, how many competency checklists are you going to be making? And I'm like, this is what you have to do, though.
Right.
Like,
strap in. There's more. Yeah.
Our refrigerators are locked. They have a thermometer in them. We have a digital one. We have another one. Like everything is just so insanely compliant because you need to do things correctly.
Totally. So and so a lot of people, you went back to the deficiencies they have, right? So one thing that's super interesting is that So this whole winter, I've been sick a fuck ton.
You need vitamin D.
Yeah, but so check this out. So I literally been sick a fuck ton, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm over this. Like, and I don't have like a regular doctor anymore. So I was like, I want to find a holistic doctor. I'm typically like a crazy holistic person anyway. So I'm like, I want to find somebody who's like a really good doctor, whatever else. So I go to this doctor around the corner from me in Wall, and he's like, I want you to go do all this blood work. I get blood work, right? And now, because you know who Gary Brecka is? Okay, so he's like this really huge health person.
Okay.
Like he's like I think he calls himself like a human like biohacker. I don't know, something like that.
I'm lucky if I get to do like stuff like that. It's,
Right, look at-
usually, it's the kids. It's the social
Work,
media.
it's-
I mean, I go to conferences and I
Right.
train all year round. And
Yes,
then,
right.
but when I come back, I'm like, fried.
Right. Like I can't look anymore.
Yep.
But anyway, so anyway, like there are so many things that are out there that talk about like, oh, take this multivitamin, do this thing, like do this one workout regimen, like do this one food thing, whatever. So this guy is always putting out stuff. So anyway, so I have been like taking this like pretty intense vitamin D stuff because like I have like anxiety disorder from when I was a kid.
Do you take magnesium?
I do.
Okay, because your vitamin D is not going to bind if you don't take magnesium.
I take magnesium glycinate.
Yep, and that also helps with anxiety too.
Right. So now over the years, like I've never been to like a doctor initially to treat it. I've never taken medication for it. So I was like, I want to like figure this out myself. So long story short, like I go see this doctor, and you know he's like, go get a blood test. And he's like, your vitamin D levels are overloaded.
Oh, no.
He's like, stop taking vitamin D. Why are you taking this much vitamin D?
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, I thought I was supposed to because everyone's saying you should, like on the vitamin side, I'm saying. So I've been taking this vitamin that's like an intense vitamin D vitamin. He's like, dude, you're overdoing vitamin D. But also I had super high iron and ferritin levels. So he's like, you need to like chill with like drinking and like all these other things and like whatever. So anyway, I'm saying this all to say that like, you know, it's like when you're looking at the things that matter, right? One of the things that matter the most is obviously your vitamins, but also like you actually being hydrated. So many people are dehydrated, right? Outside of the vitamin intake. And I'm somebody who is so, like I have like I don't have my gallon of water with me, but literally it's like one of those stupid ass big jugs you bring around. And like I drink those things regularly. And I was at the, when I got my blood work done, they were like, I got 12 vials taken and it took forever. And the lady's like, are you drinking water? I'm like, yeah, it's chug water.
A little Himalayan salt and it'll
boom.
help it bind.
But see, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know that, but thank you, right? So it's like, I never do those things, right? So it's like, either way, I think that's why I like businesses like yours, because you're an expert in this field. You're not a generalist. And that's the information on the internet, right? It's like, oh, go make sure you're taking vitamin D pills and make sure you're doing this and make sure you're doing that and eating all this, whatever. And it's like, I got all these blood labs back and it's like, holy shit, like my labs are shit. And I'm like listening to like Gary Brecka and all these other people, like, you know, whatever. And it's like, damn, like I need to like look at my blood labs and work with professionals like you who actually know what they're doing and know what they're talking about.
So I don't do blood work just because I'm a solo provider.
Yeah, totally.
But I do work with your physician. I have no problem calling and
and be
collaborating
like, hey,
care.
Right.
You know, I had a patient and one of my originals and hated needles, the whole thing.
Right.
Calls me for the first time. Oh, I'm hungover. I can't deal with this anymore. And like one of my docs that I worked with referred me to him. I hate needles, this, and that. And I was like, you'll be fine.
Right.
Like whatever.
Right.
IVs in, like, all right, when are you gonna put it in? And I was like, it's already in.
You're going.
Like,
You're
he's
going,
like,
buddy.
wait, what? And I was like, it's like landing a plane. Like,
Right.
it has to glide.
Right.
So I'm talking with him the entire time, and he's just like, you know, I like ever since I've had COVID, I don't feel right. Like I can't smell, I can't taste. I'm, you know, I feel anxious, I feel depressed, and like his wife is like, he's miserable, and I'm just like, be a little kinder.
Right, you're okay.
And I said to him, I go, look, I think that this can really help you. I go, I would really love to customize a regimen for you. I said, I understand that it is expensive. I go, but it's an investment. I
Right.
go, and your health is your wealth. I go, and you're only as good as you look and feel,
100%.
and especially with mental health. So I started playing around with some regimens, and his biggest thing was he's like, I'm miserable because I can't taste anything. And I'm like, how long? He's like, 6 months. I go, okay. I'm gonna play with a regimen with you, and you're kind of be like my guinea pig. And
Right.
I was like, okay. Then we also did the essential oil with it. That's like a published study.
Yep.
And we do the regimen. 2 days later, I get the text, what did you do to me? And I'm like, oh, shit.
I'm fucked.
What happened? Oh, no. And he's just like, I woke up this morning and smelled bacon
Whoa.
for the first time.
Whoa.
He goes, I drank coffee and was like, this doesn't taste right.
It tastes like shit.
He's like, but it tastes like something.
Right.
And he's a red wine drinker, as am I, and it sucks because I had the same issue. I couldn't drink coffee or red wine after COVID when I lost mine. And I said, we're getting traction. We need to do this again in a week.
Right.
Did it again. He's back to normal.
Let's go.
And I don't share that regimen because that's
Right.
like proprietary.
Totally.
And my biggest fear is that it gets publicity and then FDA is going to regulate it and then take the stuff off of the market because that's usually what happens
Totally.
with all of this.
Totally.
But you know, it's just, you have to look at a person as an entire entity. You're not an ICD code or a diagnosis code. Like, you are John, you're coming to my office, these are your concerns. What can I use in my arsenal to help? And the thing is that I'm not a chain. So these chain companies, you have to follow your recipes. Like, you can't deviate from that. Whereas I can customize what I need to help you get the best results.
Love it. And that type of personalized attention really matters, you know?
It's all about attention to detail.
Totally.
Medicine should never be cookie cutter.
No.
And this is medicine, and that's the big thing.
Right. So you have something big coming.
Yeah.
Right? That we can't talk too much about. What
can't
can you
yet.
tell us? What could you tell us, though? Can you tell us anything?
It's going to be huge. No.
It's going to be huge.
Most of you, if you've been following me on Instagram for
Right.
a while, you kind of know where I'm going with this.
Right.
I obviously dabble in aesthetics as well as IVs. I mean, I do tox, I do filler. We also have an esthetician.
Yeah.
We have a laser. We have microneedling. So we're going to be...
Oh, actually, so I need you for microneedling. Do you see these scarring that I have over here?
Oh, I'll get it gone.
Yeah, because growing up, I had acne bad, and it's funny. I'm like in this phase, so I'm so glad you just said that because I was literally saying that to Angelica. I was like, dude, I got to go there for IVs, everything. I'm gonna be there the whole time.
I have a stellar before and after acne scar on my website for one of my little, I could call her like my little sister. I love her. She comes and she visits me from college, and her regimen was.
So how long would this take to remove these things?
So it depends. You would need co-modality, meaning I would probably do some laser, I would do some microneedling, I would put some exosomes on there, couple other little tidbits.
Well, how you doing?
Little tidbits.
Can't give the whole thing away.
Yeah, but I mean, usually with microneedling, it's one treatment once a month for 3 months and then maintenance, but it depends on the results and everything that we get to.
Got it.
So
cool. I'm stoked actually because because it's a big thing, and as I'm like, you know, I have 3 kids, right? I'm gonna be 34 this year, and I'm like, my wife and I are on this like huge health journey. Like, we're both down like a lot of weight. Like, we're really getting dialed in. Like, we want our kids to be like, yeah, look at like mom and dad are in good shape. Like, they care. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I want to get rid of all this shit now because like the one thing I see like with a lot of people that, especially that are in business, like, they don't worry about their health until later on or how they look.
It's like the president in the beginning of their term and then at the end and how much they've aged.
You see Obama? Like, he was like super black hair and then his dude's gray as shit at the end. But it's like, yeah, so at the end of the day, it's like, you know, like I want to be able to like, when you look at some people, a lot of my mentors around me, like it was too late. Like they started losing their hair and then they're like their 50s and 60s, they try to fix it. And it's like, they should have been doing the shit in their 30s to fix that, right?
So I always say I don't put Band-Aids on gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
And things take time.
Yeah.
And I'm all about co-modality treatment. And like IV therapy is, if you're doing PRP facials anywhere and you're not doing IV therapy, you're wasting your money. Your PRP is only as good as the quality of your blood and your hydration and the nutrients.
For people who don't know what that means, what's PRP?
So PRP is where we take your blood and we spin it down and we get like your platelets. It's literally like liquid gold. And it helps stimulate collagen production. Sometimes they use it in like joint injections for spaces to help regenerate in there. But PRP, I use it in hair restoration. I use it on the skin, but it really does help bring in the collagen. It helps get rid of the fine lines. It gives the skin a really nice glow. But if you're dehydrated and your PRP, like, it's so
Probably
bad.
diminishes.
It's just not good quality. And the other thing is that I learned this, and I thought it was actually kind of funny. They held up a tube, and this person's PRP, like, looked like the septic UTI urine I used to see in the hospital. And I was oh God. And like the smells like came back. I'm like, and they're like,
septic.
They're like, if you ever see this, your patient's triglycerides are through the roof. It's all fat in there.
Wow.
So you have to be balanced out for it. But I mean, you can do an IV, you throw some zinc in there, your Botox will last longer.
Wow. So I feel like most people don't even know that.
No, and like that's the other thing too with my aesthetic patients is everything is co-modality. You do some vitamin C and some glutathione, your skin's gonna glow. Lots of other good things. And there's also vitamins that stimulate collagen. If you're doing microneedling or you're doing like a biostimulating filler like a Radiesse or a Sculptra, you should have at least some zinc, some lysine, some carnitine, some biotin, and B vitamins because they all work synergistically to stimulate collagen if you want the best results.
Right. So wait, so you got hair stuff there too. So I got some friends that are like getting a little worried right now. So
starting out, your hair when you lose it is not your follicle is not dead.
Right.
It needs to be re-stimulated.
So what do you do on that then?
I can't tell you all my secrets.
But so it's a microneedling thing. You mean?
So I microneedle and I inject.
Cool. Okay.
I use some proprietary stuff.
Cool.
I take the PRP, and then usually what I do is I sell it as a package. It has to be 6 sessions.
Yep.
That you can't do any of these treatments and not have like continuation.
Yeah,
I don't even.
You got to stay the course, or else you're not going to get the results.
And the thing is none of my packages expire.
Right.
I don't do that to people.
Totally.
If you're shelling out the money,
yeah,
you get what you came for.
Right.
And some people get great results in 3 months. Some get 4. Some take longer.
Right.
But if you are like, I'm happy at 4 months, and you have 2 credits, you use them as maintenance, and then we do it every 6 months. So.
Right.
And then we go from there. Yeah. But it's also
what about guys who have patchy beards? Do you do anything for that?
Derek has patchy beards. Yes, I can laser it, just like I want to laser his horrible mustache. Thank God it's gone.
He's got a good mustache though. I liked it.
Never again. Never again. No.
But so I'm really excited to see what takes place, obviously, with this biz that's coming soon. And so for people that are watching this right now that are local, right, in the Ocean County, Monmouth County area, and so on, like, where can they find you? And like, this is where you kind of plug yourself.
Yep. So you can go on our website, www.ivsbytheseas.com. My biggest following is Instagram.
Yep.
I am always in the reels.
She's reeling.
Oh man, that's like a whole other full-time job, by the way.
Full-time.
Thank God I have now.
We're taking that off though.
Thank you, because editing reels sucks.
Terrible.
But Instagram is really where I have a lot of my traction. Facebook, I have some. TikTok, I hate TikTok, but I know I have to do it.
It's like the lesser force of evil. It's like,
yeah, I mean, if you Google IVs by the Seas, everything just pops up.
Yep.
But, we also have our office. So you can come to the office. We're open 9 to 5 weekdays, then 9 to 2 on the weekends. And we take walk-ins for IVs. You just have to be there a half hour before we close.
Microneedling is something you got to schedule though.
Yes. Any of our aesthetic procedures have to be scheduled because the esthetician does the skincare and then I do all the injectables. I don't want to be, when it's aesthetics, my rule is I don't inject you until we sit down and we go over a 1-year plan. I do a consult that nobody else does.
Got it.
And I basically say, this is our first date. You might want to come back and date me again. If you don't want to date me, you're not going to hurt my feelings. It was very nice to meet you.
Right.
And sometimes I'm not the injector for people because I'm not going to give you results that are not going to look natural.
Right.
Like I have 45 syringes of filler in my face over the last 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you look very natural, by the way.
Thank you.
I will say that.
I have 2 fantastic injectors. And I've dissolved before, but when I'm doing aesthetics, your face is my billboard. I tell all my patients, your face is my canvas. And I want to paint with all of my paint brushes. And if something doesn't look right, I'm like, oh my God, who did your face? You look great. And I'm like, I'm never going there.
Right.
And that's why with aesthetics, I can't do walk-ins because I need to take my time with you.
Totally. That makes total sense.
Yep.
And then before we go, so I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
All right. So one's a little harder. And one's like, let's like a little mild sauce, right?
Okay.
Which one do you want first?
Dealer's choice.
It's always the, you got to pick. It's part of the experiment.
Saucier one.
All right, I like it, the spicier one.
Spicier.
So I love that. So I've been asking this question, by the way, since 2016, right? And probably 95% of the people who are entrepreneurs ask for the more difficult one. So I love that's in your DNA, clearly, your entrepreneur in you. Give me the difficult stuff first. But so, all right, so a lot of times the stuff that we're doing, like obviously you have 2 beautiful daughters and, you have a great husband and, you're working your ass off and you're really focused on building, something for yourself, but also obviously this is for your family. Like this is how you, live.
That's how I feed my kids.
Exactly. So, a legacy typically for entrepreneurs, whether it's in the driver's seat or in the passenger seat, it's somewhere in the car. Like
driver, hands down.
Yeah. So, what for your daughters when you're not around anymore, right, in the future, and they have their kids, potentially. Maybe you will be around, who knows? But for this experiment, you're not going to be, right?
Okay.
God willing, you are. But for this experiment, what are they going to tell their great-grandkids that, Grandma Jenn was like, and what kind of, like, trail you blazed on this planet?
They'll just show them my Instagram if it's still around. No,
Let's go to the reels.
I actually, when it comes to my kids,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit more strict. I'm very big on respect, manners, boundaries.
Yeah.
You meet my child and they want something, or you meet my child and they don't know you, I go, you need to introduce yourself.
Right.
And Emma will go, hi, I'm Emma Plescia, and puts her hands out. I also, they want something, it's, may I please have that? Thank you so much. I honestly can say that I don't know any other kids who
I love that.
say I love you and like as much as we do in the house. And like my kids have really good manners. I mean, yeah, they have moments where it's just like.
They're kids.
But, you know, it's really hard because I travel a lot. I
Right.
speak at conferences and like they're like, why are you leaving me? Why are you doing this? And I go, what does mommy always tell you?
Right.
Mommy and daddy both work hard so we can have nice things and do fun things so we can be a family and do things like vacation. I go,
Right.
so that means that mommy has to make a sacrifice in order to give you a good life
Right.
and do things like that. And
Yeah.
Emma came up to me and she was the star of the week.
How old is she?
She's going to be 6 next week.
Oh my goodness.
Baby. And I go, all right, Emma, I go, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a doctor and take care. I don't want to take care of people because you say, like, I told her, I was like, I'm never going to let you work in a hospital.
Right, right.
I go, if you want to do healthcare and you want to take over mommy's business, great.
Right.
I go, she's like, but I think I want to do animals. And I go, okay. I go, and who's someone you admire? She's like, what's admire? I go, someone that you want to be like when you grow up. She's like,
Right.
Mama, I want to be just like you.
Aw.
She goes, you're kind. She's like, I know sometimes I don't listen and you yell at me. She's like, but you're my best friend and I can tell you anything.
Oh my goodness.
And I have,
Melting my heart.
I know,
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
And like, I feel like my kids, when they see their great grandkids, they're going to know that, or my great grandkids, I will literally fight to the death to give my kids everything they need.
Right.
I am always the heart on my sleeve, which is what gets me in trouble. Because I, in the past, have gotten taken advantage of because I'm very big on work-life, home-life balance, even for my staff.
Yeah.
When your day is off, your day is off. I tell my staff, like Christmas time, everyone has like the concerts and things. I'm like, clock out for an hour and go.
Right, go.
And I am at the point now where I don't sacrifice the important things for my kids because showing up is the biggest thing that you can do.
Totally.
And I want my kids to know that I am always there. I'm always there to support them. I'm going to be their biggest cheerleader. And, you know, the other thing is that every night we sit down at dinner and I ask them, how was your day?
Right.
Tell me something that made you happy. Tell me something that made you mad. Did anything make you sad today? Is there anything that you would want to do different?
Right.
And it opens up the communication with them so they know that they can always come to me.
You're a savage. You're
That's
a
all I
savage.
want.
In a great way, obviously.
I just want my kids to grow up like the 90s without technology. Like, go in the woods and get drunk. I don't care.
Yes.
Just don't post it on Snapchat. You know, and like I try very hard to keep them up to date with the current day, but also keep the structure of and the boundaries and the respect and the
Right.
manners like we had growing up.
Totally. I really respect that, Jen, because like you see a lot of kids nowadays that are not being disciplined or not taught manners.
Oh, no,
They have
no,
no
no.
communication ability. It's awful. And that's the one thing like that I really respect. And when you see a child who is like, yes, you know, like, you know, yes, please, no, ma'am, like all the things you're saying that, you know, they're saying and introducing themselves properly. You don't see that anymore.
Well, Charlotte is not there yet.
Yeah.
She's the
In
devil
progress,
child.
in progress.
I love her. But so they always say the second one. Yeah.
But so at the end of the day, I really respect that. Now, for the second question, has there, and this is the easier one, but has there been any sort of like quote or adage? It could be from, you know, Harry the Manny, or it could be from Derek or you. Is there any sort of quote when you think about resilience? Obviously, you know, especially during COVID when you were jam-packed back-to-back by yourself doing these things, you know, in a hospital, like doing crazy things, like how do you stay resilient when you're stressed and like you're going through the ringer? Like, what, is there like some sort of quote or thing or thought
so
you have?
It was actually like my senior quote in high school, and
Oh.
it's from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it's what lies behind you and what lies beneath you are tiny matters compared to what lies within you.
Woo! Damn!
Yeah.
You had that ready.
Yeah.
Damn.
And, you know,
Wait, say that again for the people in the back.
what lies behind you and what lies beneath you
Right.
are tiny matters compared to what lies within you.
Damn. And we got to cook that one up. Let's get the timestamp on that one.
Yeah, and you know, it's just, you are only as good as you are towards yourself. And I'm not gonna lie, opening our office, I feel like I'm starting the business all over again.
Right.
I feel like I'm constantly like juggling rings of fire. And I have, in the new year, I literally put on my personal Instagram, I am not sacrificing time with my kids. I'm going to be spending quality time, and I'm done going above and beyond for people who don't do it for me. If you don't put water in my well, I can't. Like,
Right.
I don't have the time. I have too many responsibilities and roles, and I need to make sure that I'm dedicating myself 100% in everything that I do.
Right.
It's just how I'm built.
Right.
And, you know, it's not easy, but I now have 2 cell phones, which I have my business phone.
Right.
When work is over, I sit down with my children and I have dinner every night. I cook dinner every single night.
Right.
I like to cook. It's how I unwind.
By the way, real quick, does Derek have a favorite dish that you make?
Chicken
like
parm,
the kids?
hands down.
Little Pam?
Chicken parm.
Love it.
I make the best chicken parm you'll ever have.
I
'Cause
love
we make our own sauce. And
Oh,
we
do
jar
you?
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
we're gonna have to do that this year. It's gonna suck. I hate it. It's like a horrible day. But
So anyway, so that's how you wind down.
that, and like, you know, I have anxiety. I
Yep.
have very bad anxiety.
Yeah.
In the winter, I get a little blue because we don't see the sun. So, you know, I started doing things for me now. Like, I now work out twice a week. I go into my garden. We hired a business coach who's been, you know, she's phenomenal.
Good.
And last weekend, perfect example, all I wanted to do was sit outside, play in the dirt, and redo my garden. Derek let me sit outside for 8 hours.
Wow.
And like, he gives me my space.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful and so lucky that I have him, because he knows when I'm about to go off the edge before I do.
Like he
And
sees it.
He sees it. He feels it. And,
Right.
you know, that's very rare to find a husband-wife team that can work together the way
Right.
that we do.
Right.
And still have like a healthy and happy marriage, and still get to do things with their kids.
Totally.
So I'm
Yeah.
very grateful in that
Yeah.
aspect. But
Shout out to D Rose.
yeah, D Rose.
I like D Rose. His old basketball
call him
player's
D-Rose.
name. D Rose.
But, you know, you have to find the balance. You can't preach to people to invest in yourself and your wellness if you're not doing it yourself.
Right.
Because it's hypocritical. And I am
Right.
so big on, any product in my office has been injected or infused in my body before yours. I practice what I preach.
Right.
And, you know, you want someone to do this, this, and that, but you're not doing it. I'm not a hypocrite. It's
Right.
just not how I roll.
Yeah. Well, listen, I respect the shit out of you. I know you
Thank
did
you.
so much in your work as, like, you know, in the hospital. You're doing so much now in the community. You're creating jobs, right? Like, you're getting after it.
If you told me like 3 years ago this would be my life, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How much wine you drinking?
I like my red wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you Pinot Noir or
I'm
Cabernet?
a Cab girl.
You're Cab. Okay,
a
I'm
Cab
Pinot
girl.
Noir.
I like
My
Pinot
wife
Noir.
likes Cab.
I love Bordeaux too, but
Bordeaux is great.
not with a 200% increase.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, thank you.
All right. Well, Jen, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, if you're in the area, you need to go stop by IVs by the Seas, and something big is coming too. So stay tuned. Go follow them everywhere you see online, and we'll see you next time.